production enhancement wells. This is the area that we do a lot of work in. And it's probably, in my opinion, the refunds are missed the most often within companies. There's the most dollars. There's more wells that are going to qualify, more applications that can be made on enhancement projects than, if it's a deep well, you can file one time when it's initially drilled. If it's a horizontal well, you can file one time when it's initially drilled. Enhancement project, if you have a well, we had a client that, I don't know if he paid any gross production tax from July 1st, 1994 to 2004. I mean, that well was always being worked over, or some kind of work was done to qualify for an enhancement project. So I think this is the area that there's a lot of dollars that are sitting out there that are unclaimed. Just people just don't know what to go look for, just don't take the time to do it, that type of thing. All right, so enhancement wells, that began July 1st of 1994. We can get refunds back for 28 months there. July 1st, 97, they put new rules in going forward to allow more things to qualify than they did back from July 1st, 94 to June 97. And so they expanded the pie a little bit as far as what would qualify, like pumping units and those types of things during that time period. Here I want to talk about that 18-month rule. In, I believe it was 2003, the legislature came out, we were in another budget crunch. The legislature came out and said, this program has been going on for about 9 to 10 years now. And over this time period, the just keeps getting longer and longer and longer, and people are able to file these refund claims. We can actually get refund dollars back in July 94. We can get it all the way back to the beginning of the program, refund dollars to this day, which is counterintuitive to accountants that know that, well, Oklahoma's a 3-year statute on refunds. How this gets around that is this is considered a credit. Even though you're going to get a refund check back, it's considered a tax credit. And as you know, credits don't expire. And so that's why that window was open from June 30, 2003 back to July 1st, 94. So back in 03, 04, they said, man, this we're at 10 years now. There's no telling what our liability or exposure is in this 10-year period. You add another 10 years on top of that. I mean, this thing could just get out of control, allowing these refunds to go back 10, 20, 30 years. And so they said, from now on, from July 1st, 03 forward, you can have 18 months to get that refund claim filed, from the date that you can first file the claim. Now, when this all came out, it was really confusing, because you're trying to figure out, well, when's that actually start? When's that meter start? The meter starts, you remember I was telling you, you can file on a fiscal year basis. Now, that doesn't, currently, it does not impact us going back. So we can still get refunds back to July 94, but from July 03 forward, for production from July 03 forward, those need to be filed within an 18-month period from when you can first file for that refund claim. What the rule is we're going to use what we call a BPCL, a base production control level. So if you have a well that's really declining at a rapid pace, the 12 months before you do the work, well, when you extend that out for 28 months, that production is really going to fall off quickly. Now, our refund is going to be the difference between what the well produced and what the well would have produced. In the first month, you may not get a really good refund. The 28th month, when that well is, that 28 month period is run, and that well has really declined a lot, or would have declined a lot, that gap between where the well would have been and where the well actually produced, can get quite large. Okay, depending on, the 12 months prior, the production, 12 months prior to that. Yes, sir.
This is still all subject to $30 a barrel?
Yeah, that falls under the price cap. So currently, for 2009, July 09 forward, oil is blacked out, but we can get gas. So those refunds that are going to expire at the end of this year, don't worry about enhancement projects that are on oil production. It's only gas.
So it's not the case that you get the refund on the $30. It's that the program doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's not a cap as far as we're only giving you $30 a barrel times X barrels. You can't get it. You guys have made more than enough money. You don't need any help. It's a thought. All right, so in doing this type of work all the time, I think one thing that people don't really think about is they're thinking, okay, refunds are blocked out for gas and oil from July '07 forward until July '09. So I've got July '07 through June '09 that I can't get refunds back for production during that time period. That does not mean that we can't file an application for work that was done. I mean, remember, this is a 28-month refund. The work could be done in a blackout period. I can't get any dollars back then. Once the blackout ends, we'll just use an easy example. We'll say it's a straight line BPCL just for simplicity. The well used to produce 1,000 MCF a month. We recomplete it, now it's at 1,500. Well, 500 MCF is what I'm going to get severance tax-free or gross production tax-free for a 28-month period, providing the price cap doesn't black it out. In July 2000, here's another change to it. July 2000, prior to that date, that BPCL, if you were short, let's say we had a well, BPCL was 1,000 MCF a month. The first month I could get a refund back, my production is only 900 MCF a month. So I'm 100 short. So prior to July 1st, 2000, I had to add that, what I was short, that 100 that I was short, to my next month's BPCL, which was going to be 1,000. So I added that 100 to it. Now I'm at 1,100. It wasn't as big of a deal for gas because gas sells every month. But if you have a well that produced oil, mainly oil, and it's sold maybe every other month or something like that, or once every quarter, it would just kill you. I mean, you just couldn't ever get over those 2 months where you didn't have any sales because you were adding that BPCL on top of each other. So by the time it's sold, you may have 3 months of BPCL you're trying to get above on your sales.